practical telepathy and how to nurture new ground. The very real phenomenon of telepathy, mind-to-mind communication, and how we can enter into these abilities. These mystic abilities, although most people openly deny the existence for various reasons. Some of these reasons are pure lack of proof, far too bizarre a concept, unwillingness to pry into other people's minds, unwillingness for others to pry into our own minds, far too busy, and so on. All these mental walls we build for many reasons, even conservative societal reasonings. Telepathic power is something in surety that we know we are truly ready to use and nurture, by simply sensing the signs. Our dreams play a vital link in these abilities. Where our dreams become more vivid, so too do our telepathic capabilities become more vivid also. The frequencies we vibrate on are simply the opening and closing of bridgeways between us, our astral abilities and our third eye, linking to many other possibilities such as telepathy and more. We raise these energies within and we open the bridge to these many capabilities and realms. Inside these dreams we occasionally step inside of the lucid state. When in this state we must remind ourselves what is actually happening. Ask ourselves questions of our environment, people we come across, things we do, the vibrancy of color, even the smell of this lucid dream environment. Create a blog journal of these happenings to share or even keep private. An ongoing blog diary will keep progress on track, and even prove seriousness to oneself. We find the mystic clues inside these lucid worlds and we discover any traces of new mystic abilities. Be aware of any physical changes such as any types of ills, as these can very well be our bodies adjusting and aligning to our new vibrational frequencies. Us as physical and spirit co-align to new levels on a daily basis. This is ultimately purifying us for our new abilities and insight. With all usual physical care and self-observation we can observe a new enlightenment and a new awakening taking place. All these new events, we must realize that all soul beings experience such awakenings at their own personal pace. No two souls are the same. Social circles may go through some changes and fine-tuning once we become more telepathically clear. We will definitely find ourselves refraining from the negative types, as these types only lag us down, although our best recipe of the social finds its own way of sorting itself out after time. Our vibrational frequencies have an uncanny way of attracting the right fruitful company to journey with. Along with the lucid state of dream increases, another important indicator is the natural ability of empathy. Empathy is our soul sense that doesn't let us down. It is the pure bridging with others. This bridging is the opening pathway to listening and feeling the thoughts of others that are open. The more we practice this, the more we find others that are open. The right vibrational messages will always begin to find a way of becoming clear to us when the time is just right. We just need to stay receptive. Smudge science. Why we clear and purify the air. Although, for many skeptics who balk at the belief of smudging and place it in the category of magic show and voodoo play, this powerful device has been successfully used since prehistoric times to successfully clear spiritual and emotional negative energies. Still widely in use even today for cleansing of energies in the air in tiny huts of Manila, to the methodical cleansing of the human spirits in multi-million-dollar penthouse apartments overlooking the New York skyline. The real psychic science behind all this is that the burning of selected plant matter does actually clear, transform any harmful bacteria and henceforth lift our spiritual frequencies around us. Replacement theory. Usher in more universal higher frequencies, and the useless bad energies inevitably have no place to go except for a way and out. Worldwide it has been seriously studied that this type of medicinal smoke administered, physically enhances brain activity, lung function, skin, blood circulation, alertness, and so on. Cultural imperialism, indigenous populations, various religions, tribal practices, regardless of what smudging has become synonymous within movies and wives' tales, we must strive to scientifically associate ourselves with the positive energy sciences. And smudge science is purely one of them. Out-of-body energy, healing to empowerment. Psychic energy is the most major and greatest areas to understand, develop and help others. It is essentially this pure energy that enables transformation in ourselves and in those around us. Esoterically, we all possess abilities for perfect harmony, balance, energy transference, healing and empowerment. These innate abilities to convert, alter or boost energy remotely is in us naturally for transformative and ethereal purposes to be harnessed and shared. Psychic energy is consciousness derived from our own realities we call the universe, construct. This energy that is everywhere and is an ever-penetrating sea of the metaphysical is of the limitless we all have unlimited access to. Our universe, or should we say, our unlimited reality, is an ocean of quantum, spiritual energy, or if more easily perceived, the biggest array of space expanse filled with energy we can all comprehend and summon. Energy is moving, energy is of a vibrating nature. This is what gives life, this is what gives this unlimited power. Energy becomes form. Our own personal energy fields can be transformed with amazing results. The flow of this energy, or vibrational frequency, is completely up to us to allow the activity which naturally beckons action from within. We must learn to be aware of types of energy we come in contact with, as the wrong, negative types can very well stunt our vibrational growth and stunt or empty our reserves. Our very own awareness of these various energies we come in contact with on a daily basis is key to recognizing our own abilities and our own psychic path. Leftover negative residing energies must be washed away or dispelled to make way for our rightful positive energies. Unfortunately, people that have not learned the art of deciphering between negative, positive and have let themselves be too exposed to wrong vibrations become susceptible to emotional, mental and physical ailments. These ailments can creep in ever so quietly and slowly, so we must become aware for our own well-being to enjoy our rich psychic path. Thus surrounding ourselves with positive vibrational input will dramatically improve our ultimate spiritual journey. These inputs, positive energy, can range from being in the right company, immersing ourselves with conducive sound frequencies, to viewing and listening to art that edifies the soul. Our perfect contentments are born out of our abilities to accept these energies and our willingness to allow these energies to freely flow through us for the good of us and others. The more we let go of our self-focused existences and become the psychic path, the more our souls and betterment will shine. Power of the frequency, sound energy, healing to empowerment. Sound produced throughout time has always shared the common thread of importance of a powerful device. Frequencies have and still are used to connect to the ultimate power. The prestige mystique experience, an OBE out-of-body experience state, psychic experiences and empowerment along with all the others have been passed on throughout the ages in one form or another. 528 Hz is the frequency of the divine force of life and everything else we've always asked about. The use of singing, chanting, humming, drums, bongos, tuning forks, even the type of music through surgery are used widely today for clarity, physical, psychic healing and harmonics to also boost recovery. Our human condition would suffer dramatically without music and sound. The list of benefits are endless. A study conducted with Parkinson's disease patients evidenced that sound therapy played a more vital role than physical therapy on many levels. For the uninitiated, journeying through the multitude of information on this topic of harmonic sound healing and enlightenment can be pretty daunting. But taking this subject a small step at a time just may make our new learning a tad easier. Under every rock there lies another opportunity. Most effectively is the method of learning by doing. Sound properly harnessed with the right frequencies could possibly be our machination of all empowerment and enlightenment, right through to healing, even transforming, repairing and transporting particles. These correct sound frequencies can transform certain cells in our body for the pure state of being. Accelerate the brain's capabilities of learning to levels never experienced before. Improve hearing, sight and even short and long-term memory retrieval. We all vibrate on a universal level. This level can and should be synchronized to the highest being of spirituality, taking us to the greatest possible harmony we can and should achieve. With humble thanks to the ancients, modern science still has a long way to go uncovering our full potential. Sound energy and enlightenment is a whole new discipline in itself, with many of us discovering the phenomenon that beckons change. Esoterically and scientifically, sound is a sure device to change our consciousness with limits only our imaginations can put up. Sound science can also help us understand who we are, the existentialistic question. 528 Hz is the frequency the Earth vibrates at. This is the magic number of energy, our universal healer we all potentially have in common. It is the frequency of cooperation and love. This frequency is the key to pristine DNA makeup, repair and even DNA enhancement. We are only beginning to grasp the importance of sound, such as words can surely affect our consciousness, negatively or positively, all hinging on our objectives and forms of application. It has been commonly known that for the longest time Eastern practitioners have developed and practiced extremely refined sound techniques, such as mantras that can center our focus and inner attention toward the very molecular cells that can be tuned, adjusted and even enhanced upon to preferably work for our bodies and spirits. These mantras that can be performed affect the tops of our mouths, thus affecting a multitude of meridian locations. These meridian locations are awoken whilst we perform mantras, and even in our everyday speak. The very sounds we make do affect our lives for tiny effects so far more powerful and profoundly that can only drastically stretch our own imaginations and old limits we put upon ourselves. The universal mantra sounds that can be made are interconnected to our own biological systems, and therefore these sounds have direct control of our energy, healing and empowerment's limitless potential. This verbal sound aid is already in use unconsciously in our lives in so many forms that we only need to stop and observe our once taken for granted existences. The very power that different areas in music play in our lives, from romance, tenderness, aggression, sadness and despair, is no secret. So why is it so that we are not far more conscious of our personal inputs? Our DNA structure is not fixed but constantly taking on expressions through our environment we place on it. The powerful influences we share and react to are the vibrations we share and react to, and are only waiting to be molded into our own personal life scenarios. The shape of words are the shapers of our thoughts, and are thenceforth purely the outside package of the true vibrational intentions. Our thoughts are feelings and our words are sounds, hence the metaphysical vibrational real use and the power of the spoken word. The music we hear and appreciate actually belongs to us as individuals. Created by the musicians, composers, singers, songwriters, this vibrational sound, once leaving the creator, belongs in the metaphysical existence of the recipient, us. We were doing this before we were born. In the womb we either negatively or positively reacted and grew to these new vibrations we were born to shape and grow from. Alzheimer's and dementia victims are showing promise in response to vibrational therapies that were never fathomed before. These metaphysical points lead us to the natural assumptions of just what could be our true potential, situating these age-old systems in the already ultimately healthy human specimen, to live great. From healing of skin and bone to the mending of broken hearts, our whole states of being are and always will react to the potential positive beautiful power of the frequency. The specific frequency of a cat's purr in itself has its own mystical healing properties, along with the sound of the rain on a tin roof and the wind on a meditative night. Theories of frequencies uncovered bring about beliefs that a lower frequency was spuriously introduced to portions of the population to control and enhance fear, apathy, and generally a lower state of being. The controlling nature of certain governments and regimes to keep their obedient and subservient population only existing day to day in their lowered state for the controller's endgame. The lower frequency of this vibration, moving away from the natural state and into the unnatural, unhealthy level of being. This low and unnatural level of being promotes negatives such as wrong mental attitudes and degeneration of our cells. Some factors that are the causes of lower vibrating levels are television, films that promote anxiety and stress, being around negative people, unhealthy food and liquids, city and factory pollution, unhealthy lifestyles, etc. Any lower frequencies that interfere with our natural level of healthy vibration should be observed and replaced with the higher levels that bring us back to the level that was intended. These higher levels promote rejuvenation, clarity of mind, and successful living. This higher frequency is medicine and true living. From the electrons spinning around the nucleus of the atom, the movement of the planets in the solar system, the galaxies of the universe, everything is movement, everything is vibration. We are a manifestation of crystallization. We are a digital form of a bio-holographic assembly that vibrates to give us our divine reality. Our roles along this path are to recognize and be one with the correct frequencies. Our responsiveness is key. Being vibrationally in tune comes awareness, and being aware comes quietening of the mind. We quiet the mind, we achieve limitless. Deep meditation to lift our soul. And IQ? Slowing down the activity of our brain is what occurs during deep meditation. The frequencies that result in this deep slower brainwave activity allow the brain to reorganize and reshape. Our left brain intelligence, fluid intelligence, is what is typically tested through a typical IQ test, language and mathematics. Our right brain spatial is less scrutinized. Intelligence that is of the creative, right brain intelligence is far harder to quantify and test. Reasoning that is of the quantitative kind, mathematics, reading and writing, short-term memory and long-term memory, processing of the sensory, speed and ability are some of the main important IQ test components. The many various levels of IQ tests, some involving vocabulary words, which do have a reliable influence on how smart an individual actually is, the ability to work with words practically and spatially. When we learn a new recipe, a name of a new model car, or even a new exercise routine, we are not just acquiring new pieces of information or knowledge, but the real working potential of building and nurturing new ways and methods of steering ourselves through this world and those around us in an applicable way that subsequently lifts our left brain abilities that therefore hinge on our IQ ability. For a while now it has been well accepted that deeper meditation also increases our IQ levels, as the regular practice of meditation alters our brainwaves to a level that allows neuroplasticity to occur more frequently. This term neuroplasticity, referring to change or changes that occur through our lifetimes in our brains, even right through adulthood. These positive effects that are experienced by the regular meditation are increased and more focused concentration, higher creativity and a healthier self-awareness. The slowing down of the activity of the brain is what occurs during deep meditation. The frequencies that result in this deep slower brainwave activity allow the brain to reorganize and reshape in these more conducive frequencies, such as the alpha, the theta, and the delta waves. Most higher benefits occurring through the practice of focused meditation, this focus being either objects, universe, breathing, subjects, music, etc. The more we practice, the more we become adept at this focusing of the attention, thus becoming energy, frequency and empowerment that has no limitations. Our state becomes more in the present, as before we were only living a semi-present existence from day to day. Our clear synchronicity that freshly opens up between our left and right hemispheres become more and more activated, opening up far more intelligence potential that was ever realized. Aside from higher IQ scores, advanced meditators enjoy frontal lobe increased activity, a thicker and more efficient brain cortex, an overall increase of brain power, reflexes and speed. Lucid dreams, self-hypnosis? Realize my full potential. Ultimate potential can easily be realized and reflected into our lives through unconscious imagery. This very powerful, easy technique being very close to hypnotherapy, which can and does reach its working state through our lucid dreams. Our deep repressed memories are openly receptive through this amazing subconscious language of the symbols. All our fears, habits, hang-ups, business goals, spiritual endeavors, natural attributes, best traits can be grasped vividly, and all these and many more can be recognized for our personal ultimate potential. A pure physical, mental and spiritual level of change can be accomplished through deep state lucid dreaming. We bring our conscious minds and our subconscious together with pure open awareness of both worlds concurrently. Am I awake right now? A powerful method of entering this lucid dreaming state at will and experiencing these incredible possibilities is the method of stopping and questioning. Am I awake right now? What sensations am I feeling right now actually give me this proof that I'm awake? Challenge your reality at different stages of the day, different locations, different household chores we may be performing. These reality challenges are a great lucid dreaming capability method that can raise the chances of lucid induction exponentially. Treat this as a numbers game, as we don't expect results in day one or overnight to occur. Try these over a week to cover all bases, as we lower ourselves into deeper levels of sleep, all at very individual rates and changing patterns night after night. Some nights will be easier than other nights as our levels of awareness vary and our emotions, alertness and imagination differ from night to night. We stop for a brief moment in our perceived waking lives and ask, is this the dreaming world? Is this waking world? Look for proof. Which of our five senses came first in proving this? If I am in a dream right now, what would this meal taste like? What does this morning health cocktail taste like if I'm dreaming? These are the awareness exercises and can only improve our day-to-day awareness of ourselves and of others around us. As byproducts, we can further develop our people skills in empathy and being more in tune with those around us. All these side gains we will experience on our sure road to lucid dreaming. We consciously connect so we can subconsciously connect higher and vice versa. We brighten our subconscious minds and so many byproducts enter our lives. All these day-to-day reality checks and consciousness sharpeners will become easier and deeper, inducing of our awareness will become our only nature. The breakthrough, this is the golden moment we have been working and waiting for. Spontaneously this point in time will be with us, and it will be truly magical if this hasn't been experienced before. It is to be sharpened and mastered. When we find ourselves in the lucid state, stop and take it in, ask ourselves where this world came from. Can I create more? Can I talk to somebody? Can I look up at the sky in this dream state? What does it look like? Can I leave the ground and float? These are all obligatory lucid sensory exercises for training and purely also for fun, but let's not stop there. Over time we may want to explore our lucid state and start to push the envelope. Consistency of awareness is key. We may have a favorite place to summon into dream existence or a favorite person, even fictional or deceased. Question the weather, question if we have any aches or pains in this dream world, as these may very well have an interesting link to our waking world existence also. Do I feel content in this dream state? Is there any bad emotions? If so, what are they? Is there any part of me that feels helpless, even stuttering or mumbling certain words or sentences? Stop and observe our surroundings and our feelings. Lucid dream healing. This is prominently the mind-body-spirit connection that all of us have, and our capabilities right through existence, whether before, through or after this physical realm. As our consciousness develops outside the box of conventional thought, we realize that in this state we have become very suggestible. This suggestibility is not unlike being under a hypnotized state. In this miraculous state we can heal. This auto-suggestion can be likened to hypnotherapy, healing ranging from arthritic pain, cartilage pain, back pain through to mental blockages in learning, memory retention, memory recall. Even the further we go, we discover new spiritual, psychic abilities we never dreamed existed. We will direct the psychic healing energy to our areas of interest. We liken these new healing abilities to elite sports people mentally preparing for a world's top-level tennis match, or running and winning a marathon, or race driving the Indy 500. These are all visualization techniques many people use, but in our new miraculous existence we bring these techniques comfortably with us into the lucid dream world, where anything becomes possible and tangible. Even the possibilities of remote healing using these spiritual energies that have no physical boundaries. We must keep reminding ourselves through this lucid dreaming state of our usual five senses at all times, to stay planted to the now and our new lucid sensations. This keeps strengthening the link we have between both worlds. To summon and bring into existence our energy light, healing light and empowerment light. Amongst this light nothing is impossible. Our new visualized, improved capabilities in the real world will pleasantly surprise us and those around us. As we become more proficient at these new spiritual skills, we become more and more aware that this capability is limitless and must be shared whenever and wherever possible, as the more we share the more we grow. Light phenomenon, energy to empowerment, frequency to the limitless. This light flows through and around me. The time is now to lift and perfect every area of our lives. All we need do is take that first little step and the momentum has begun. Our new braveness and confidence is just around the corner, waiting for permission, waiting for the key to turn, waiting to be set in motion. Anxiety and stress can play a vital part in holding us back from potential in all areas. This awareness of holding back can surely cause much frustration. Are there physical ailments such as pains and aches that annoy and even bring about more anxiety, stress and even possible depression? Flaws in our people skills, business skills, training and education holdbacks? Are we not prospering as we once thought we should? Are we always putting off finding the mental clarity and confidence to go for that new promotion, job, romantic interest, car, holiday, home, etc.? A lot of us are getting pretty good at blame shifting, or negative focus shifting. When we desperately need a person, group or object to focus our anger out onto, politics, animal cruelty, Social injustice, right through to bad service at the supermarket can trigger these negative feelings and even serve as a current target. A target to vent out our built-up negative energy. This negative energy doesn't necessarily make us bad people, but simply unconscious carriers of directionless junk energy. One of the biggest causes of ourselves gathering and housing this junk energy is because we all go through stages in life of having no control. We distract ourselves from the current junk energy with what we perceive are healthy alternatives. These alternatives hold us back even more in many shapes and forms, such as television, radio, and even grudge social media. The wrong social media streams can only lead to the mouse in a wheel paradox that becomes a self-fueled toxic environment that prides itself on idle gossip and even more negative venting of the junk. These circumstances can sadly lead to a state of apathy in other things, which lead to a state of low interest or low motivation in many things or areas we once thrived in and were excited by. Light energy, healing and empowerment is our road to a new vision, actions and beliefs that bring upon with it a brand new vibrancy that will lift and change our consciousness to levels never before shared. It is about releasing the junk energy safely. Whilst doing so, we take on the original positive, productive and high-powered energy of the limitless. So how does the light energy, healing and empowerment work? Time to lift our spiritual and physical vibrancy. The beginning of this is to re-see ourselves in the light, as light. This easy, pure and clean exercise is the step in vanishing the old vision of ourselves as merely flesh, going from day to day, and we start to unlock a whole new being. This new light work enables our minds, bodies and spirits to transform energies, this new powerful light energy, replacing the old junk energy. Real peace is what becomes us as we proceed through the light energy transformation. Long-lasting trailing benefits we initiate and become as we increase and enhance in all the ways that pure light energy can manifest. Spiritually, our old negative compulsions and conditions that hold us back will dissolve. We relax ourselves and become comfortable with our posture and our breathing. Concentrate on nothing but the breathing. Fixate on the breathing and we let ourselves drift away with the images and sensations of our breath. Let this take place for a good 5 to 10 minutes as we observe. I am a river of bright light. This light flows through and around me. This light is continually replenishing and replacing itself with the brightest light anywhere. This new ever-brightening light is filling me up to the brim, washing out the old junk energy and replacing this junk energy with the most powerful brightness that exists. This process keeps going, replacing, refilling to the brim. I am this river that keeps filling up with the light energy that comes from the sun and all the stars in my universe. My breathing keeps this river flowing and expanding, flowing and expanding. I can see and feel all the love and vitality moving in and around me. These exercises we do wash us to the core and fill us to the brim. These exercises wash over all of the important points in my body. All the chakras are always welcoming to this filling up of all light energy that comes from all the stars in my universe. I am new. I am the brightest creation that exists. All of the vital universal frequencies run through me. These frequencies of pure light flowing right through me like pure waves from every star and into me. This pure white light that encompasses me is shared amongst the world to bring prosperity and fulfillment all around me and in everyone I come in contact with. The world around me is healing and empowering. Road to Ki, our frequency to empowerment, a place to heal. The energy of Ki passed through from the transference of energy from us. Sometimes this psychic practice can occur remotely, distance being no barrier. The physical presence of a healer is not always paramount. The universal energy force involving the contact of hands is the channeling of Ki. not affiliated with religion but with the psychic, spiritual healing capabilities we all share. Whether a metaphor or in actuality, the tactile connection we have with others and with ourselves promotes the quality to heal. We naturally contact the afflicted area, whether a headache, a sore knee, heartburn, or a diseased location. The laying on hands is our inherent universal approach to heal ourselves or others. For one reason or another, our chi or our ki can inevitably get weakened or obstructed, and this can lead toward physical or spiritual affliction. The practitioner of ki summons the spiritual life energy toward healing, by grouping the internal life force with the external to bring about balance that can easily go unnoticed by us all. True harmony and balance is the outcome of the vibrational force that flows from the practitioner to the patient. Even though this ancient art has its roots in faith, it is an evolutionary practice that evidently derives from real practice and real results. We are our own healers. He is within our abilities. The innate capabilities are within and born in us. All healing is essentially self-healing or directed healing toward others. Our bodies are the true healing centers. Our spiritual anatomies are the true healers of our inner well-being. Through ki we energize the vibrations to a level that welcomes optimum health and dissipates the negative. Everyday working theories of displacement alone is evidence in itself, whether be it correct diet, the healing air we breathe, it all leads to correctness in the vibrational force we let in to correct and improve our beings. Give ourselves the love our spirits all deserve. Nurture this in the most comfortable environment we can find. Personal time wherever we can find it. Throw out the daily hassles any way we can. Introduce calming music if it helps, even the sound of rain. We set up this surrounding to welcome acceptance and love. Even before getting to the healing, this can lead toward incredible conditioning that can level us spiritually with an even wider ability to absorb what is to come. These are the inner conditions we strive for to gather the healing outcomes after we become centered. Focus on our inner light and clarity. Inward is where our attention builds and nurtures our universal given potential and the healing power. Ki will unleash our spiritual clarity, bring in our middle balance and utmost strength, and pretty much achieve anything our imagination can muster. He is of the beautiful spirit and is of the spiritual beauty that is dormant in so many, just waiting to be awoken. Use He to rejoin. This miraculous practice is of the regrouping that naturally networks our structures to form new wondrous formations of positivity and love that only shine like a beacon through us. Becoming more specific, we can learn more of the art of directing to areas of attention while giving ourselves the natural time and space. All great steps start with smaller steps that can manifest into the whole image we physically see, absorb and ultimately touch. All personal resolutions build self-awareness, and this self-awareness comes with the practice of Ki, which teaches in itself spiritual self-centering. This self-centering that has nothing to do with self-focus but of personal/others healing enlightenment, ultimately leading to enriched and fulfilled relationships that are wholly worthy of beginning in the first place. Slow down and stave off the worldly burnout. Even television or the wrong social company can cause burnout, even while physically and mentally relaxed. Empty routine television, vampire company, low vibrational music meant for sheep are detrimental. These attention spans only devoted to the latest technological trends and clothing, even popular cars, food and wine only self-serve. They self-serve down the continuing road to disconnection. All great modernity is to be achievable and enjoyed, but let's not allow this to become a crux that keeps us from our true spiritual clarity. Ki focus can bring us back, reconnect the soul and bring back that limitlessness we were born with. Experience the day, experience the time and our space. Concentrate on sensations, feel them, examine them, investigate even further. Find the inner ease,